Well, hey, I know I kind of skipped this question, but if you're interested, here's how you get it. 10A, we got this table of values here, basically looking at opinions of bands versus a breakdown of their age group. Letter A says compute the distribution of opinion of the band using relative frequencies, which are decimals, percentages. So they didn't say specifically by age group, just says opinion. So we use the total opinions. So 96 likes out of 250. 107 likes out of 250 and 47 out of 250, and those breakdowns are there. You can get about 38.4 for the like. You can make a segmented bar graph if you want. It didn't say to do that, but that would go about there. This would go about here. You can see those are fairly close to the same here, but this one's just nudging it out a little bit longer because it's a bigger percent, and then this one down here, 0.188. So you can kind of visualize that, and of course they all add to 100%. So if you want to do the math on those and add those, that should do it. You can also, if you want, you won't be able to do this on a quiz or test, but just to kind of visualize, you can go to Statplet and enter this in 2 categorical variables, put that data in there. And you can see the breakdown of the segmented bar graphs for age group versus their opinion. And we'll do a little bit more of that in the next question. So question B is graph below compares several conditional distributions for these data. So it already kind of gives you those side-by-side bar graphs. So I can see these bar graphs, that I got them in here. If I wanted to, I could do a side-by-side bar graph, and that's the same stuff as you see here. Let me kind of put those together so you can see. And there we go. So same thing, and you can see those percentages are the relative frequency. And you get the overall total breakdown. So you can even see the summary stats, these percentages that we'd calculated. That's the distribution of opinions. But this just wants to know, show the calculations that help produce the bars from the 11-14 age group. So for that, you're just going to basically take your, for 11-14, it's 18 out of 63, right? 18 out of 63. And you can see 18 out of 63 is going to get you around 8.6%. And so let's see the other one, 30 out of 63. That should be roughly half or just a little bit under, so 47.6%. And the last one, 15 out of 63, which should be the smallest one, which is roughly 23%, 23.8%. So that's where these numbers get calculated from. So that's really all letter B is asking. Just show those calculations, and you can see them right there. This is just under 30, 28.6%. This is half, between 40 and 50, so 47.6%, and the last one here between 20 and 30 again, so 23.8%. And the last part, C, you can also use these percent, these side-by-side bar graphs and percentages to kind of answer the question: do the data provide evidence of an association between age and opinion of the band? Justify your answer. And I would argue, yeah, because if they didn't, you would see, you would see all the blue graphs being kind of the same height for each age group, and the same thing for the light blue graphs and the orange graphs. So because these heights vary, this is smaller than this, which is bigger than that. These are all different. These are, the uncertain is all a little bit closer together, but the likes and dislikes move apart. Yeah, there is an association, I would argue. I would say it appears the percent of those who like the group is much higher in the middle age group. So if you notice here, this group here, hey, almost 60% like the band in the 15-18-year-old group, whereas, in the 11-14, only about 28.6 like the band, and in 19-22, only about 32.8% like the band. But that middle age group, they like it the most. And then as far as dislike goes, the oldest seems to dislike the group the most, whereas the middle seems to dislike it the least. So there is definitely a pretty tight association in regards to preference of the band and opinion and age. So even though you didn't have to do it, now you know.